Hello Leo, welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, if you're new, welcome. I hope you enjoy the reading. This is a general life reading, if you please can like and share, or like and subscribe, that would help a lot. I've already shuffled and laid out the cards, so let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to start here. We have a lunar eclipse coming in for you. Now, there is actually going to be a full moon lunar eclipse this month, and it will be in Taurus, which is another fellow fixed sign as yourself. So it will be at an angle to you. So I expect there will be something from this. Now, the lunar eclipse, the energy is always about change of some sort. Okay, so this is usually cyclical because it's to do with the moon. So this could wrap up within a 6-week period, or it could sort of unfold over a 6-month period. Take it as it resonates. Now, the lunar eclipse is always, as I said, about change, but it's about inevitable change. It's about inevitable things that must occur in order to bring about growth for you, and or for your nearest and dearest, depending on your situation, But whatever it will be, it's usually quite abrupt, unexpected, so it can be seen as a bit of a shock in some cases, but in other cases it can be something that was sort of on the fringes of your awareness, something there that you knew was going to come up at some point, or you were wondering about it, or you had an inkling, and then all of a sudden here it is here, right in your face. So it can happen like that as well. It can also be like a bubbling over of a situation. So in other words, it reaches a point where it's been simmering away, and now all of a sudden it's just coming out. So that can be the case. It can affect a number of ways. It can be a relationship. It can be to do with a job change or a career change. It can also be a relocation. It really depends on your situation and what is necessary and needed for you in your current circumstances. Just remember that it is an inevitable change, all right? So you can't escape it. It's going to come for you in some form. How you handle it, how you handle the change or the transition is going to be the test for you. So it can also be a realization of some sort. You may suddenly get a real download, a realization, and suddenly things become clear, or you're seeing something in a certain way that you just had not seen it before. And it suddenly, lots of things start occurring because of this realization in your life now. It obviously it's emotional because it's to do with the moon, so there may be a feminine influence attached to that in some way, shape, or form as well. But it's something that's kind of cyclical. So as I said, it may unfold over a period of time, but it can start with a bang and then move forward from there. As I said, it's a welling up of emotion. The number 7 is attached there, number 43. So that may be 4 and 3, 7. So that may be important for you in some form. It could be that you are levered out of wherever you are, or however that is falling for you. You may be levered out of you are very abruptly. Now, what it will mean is that if you've been in a comfort zone of some sort, then this card will pull you out of that. And it's that transition phase where you kind of got to find your feet, and what you go through in that interim. Okay, so having said that, there is also, it seems to me that somewhere along the line, there's going to be a decision that needs to be made, or you may be procrastinating over a decision, and maybe that is why the lunar eclipse is going to come in to make that decision for you, especially if you've been putting something off. All right, so this is the bottom of the fairy tarot, 7 of summer. No more procrastinating. Your power comes from making a decision. Confusion that arises from over analyzing the options. Okay, so you may just have a variety of things. This is the 7 of summer, and there's the 7 on here as well. So 7 may be important for you, either 7 days, 7 weeks, or 7 choices, or 7 however it applies to you. Okay, but the number 7 seems to be quite important. Now, it could be that you have been, as I said, putting off or procrastinating about a decision. and you just couldn't analyze the options. You couldn't work out what was the right thing to do, so you've just put it on the back burner, and then something comes along to force you into to moving forward with whatever is presented to you at that time. You may have to discern for yourself what is going to be the right course of action, and this is whether you come out of your comfort zone. So it could very well be that. It could come in the form of a number of ways that you could actually be suddenly seeing something very clearly with the lunar eclipse, can bring that in for you, and then you will know exactly what direction you're going to go in. But if it doesn't pull you into a decision-making situation, then it may be presenting you with a number of situations which come as a result of that. Okay, as a result of the lunar eclipse. Now you have a variety of options, and you've got to make a decision from there. But it can be about sort of confusion because you're looking at too many things, and you just can't make a decision. And sometimes not making a decision is a choice. It is a decision. All right. So take that as you need to. Now, moving on, we have the fifth house here. So the fifth house is the house of a number of things. It may, it depends on your situation. It can be a love affair. It can be, and that is indicated here. It can also be to do with your children or children that you are involved with. And this may affect them as well. It can also be about creativity. So this can be about a creative venture which you perhaps need to start on, or you would like to start on, or you are involved in some way. It can also be to do with any form of recreational activity. So recreation means recreation, and this is the house of creation. Okay, so it means that some activity is going to be very beneficial for you, or you need to be doing some activity which is beneficial for you. Now, this could be a number of things. It could be a handcraft, it could be a creative venture, it could be something to do with your children, enjoying time with them, having fun. You have got the fun card here, so I'm feeling that you do need to do more of this. It could also be to do with entertainment, something like that. It could also be to do with the romance that comes with the love affair, but it has also got a sort of a risk element to it. So this could be either taking a risk or summing up a risk, or it could be going into a profession or a line of work which involves risk of some sort. Now, this can be like stock exchange or something like that. It's kind of going with it's got stakes attached to it. Okay, so gambling also does, funny enough, come in under the fifth house as well. So now what is coming in here for you? You've got at the bottom, you've got Pluto transformation, and you've got Mary Magdalene unconditional love. So whatever the situation that is arising in the fifth house, it's going to involve transformation of some sort. And it's also going to be that putting you in a position where this is where you need to operate from, unconditional love. Okay, so for some of you, it may be the starting of a family. It might be unexpected. Okay, or it could be the start of a romance or a love affair, or it could be that some relationship to either one of those may be going through a change of cycle. So either something is falling away, and there's a going through a new beginning, or it could be that the relationship of some sort is going to a new level. Okay, so that may be occurring. But the Pluto card covers sexuality, birth, and also regeneration and renewal, and it also covers death. Now, the death is not normally a physical death. I'm not saying it won't be in some cases, but it's falling into the fifth house. So this may be to do with the death of the ego, or some sort of situation in your life which is you don't need or is not working for you anymore. So it'll be the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one, which can happen with a love affair. It could be happening with your children, or your children are involved somehow. It can also be, as I said, some endeavor or some activity which you are doing that you are is getting a regeneration and a renewal. So it could be something that you used to do and you're now going back into it and regenerating it, or going through some renewal. Whatever it is, I feel that it could be very intense with the Pluto energy, okay, because this is transformational. This is letting go of the past, or letting go of blocks and inhibitions in order to make room for new things. It can be also, in some cases, the rising up from within of certain things that need to be said or done, or acted upon. So now this could be the rising up of sexuality, or a change in your mode of expression in love affairs or relationships, on the sort of romantic relationships. It could also be in the way you are dealing with your children or children in general. It could be some sort of shift or change associated with that. It could also be, as I said, the transformation, the cycle change that is occurring in any one of the other areas associated with the fifth house. But it is about your passion, your enjoyment, your happiness, your recreational activities, and it could even be a sport. Something that is recreational and an activity of all, any kind of activity which is pleasurable and enjoyable and recreational for you. Now, having said that, somewhere in amongst there, you need to come back into the situation. So love yourself, others, and every situation, no matter what the outward appearances may be. Okay, so somewhere along the line, I feel something is going to come out. It could be a secret, or it could be a long-held belief that hasn't been expressed, or it could just be something that needs to be expressed or acted upon. Okay, and you might get a reaction from others, or it might start a new trend or a new cycle for you in your life. And there may be a few around you who just don't resonate with that. Or it could be that you are seeing situations unfolding around you, and you need to come back into your unconditional love. So this means love yourself, all right? And with the fifth house, recreational activities, or sort of, love affairs and all of that all comes in. It's all tied up with this. So you may be starting on a new cycle, starting on a new mode of expression, or a new way of doing things. And it's saying love yourself and others and every situation. So come back to love, no matter what the outward appearances may be. Now, this may be affecting your children. Maybe a child of yours has grown up and is now falling in love, or is starting a family, whatever the situation is. Okay, so somewhere along the line, this is about loving your situation, even though some aspects of it may be not what you expected, or what you anticipated, or what you had kind of envisioned for yourself. There may be some transformational aspects which you need to go through in this. But whatever happens, it's saying that some fun needs to be had here. But with the Pluto energy, it can be quite intense, as I said. So when you are facing something, you simply can't come to a decision, which is what the Seven of Summer is saying, or you're grappling with various circumstances, then come back to this. Go out and have fun, enjoy yourselves, and you'll be surprised at how it can lift away difficulties, and you get out of your own way, basically, and then you'll be able to, a solution will appear, or a new set of circumstances, or a new way of looking at things will appear. And that's simply because you've handed it over, you've surrendered the situation to the universe, and you're just going to have fun and enjoy yourself, and then you lighten up. And as soon as your focus is on having fun and enjoyment and living in the moment, then solutions can come in to sort things out. Now, we do have Ostara here, fertility. So as I said, starting a family may be very much on the cards for some of you. For others of you, it may be the start of a new condition, or a new situation, or a new business, or a new idea, or it may involve your children, that maybe they're the ones that are starting a new situation of some sort. So Ostara is about fertility, it's about new beginnings. So it's the perfect time for you to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. So however that resonates for you in your situation. It's a very abundant energy. She is actually the goddess that Easter is associated with. That is the Christian version, and Ostara is the pagan version. Ostara and Easter is basically comes from the pagan tradition. All right. So fertility, new beginnings. There's Easter eggs in there, which gives it's the abundance, new ideas, new conditions. There is a moon involved. Also daffodils and flowers. So it could be for some of you spring related, or it could be maybe April next year, that something is going to manifest for you. Something is going to build up in the meantime and manifest for you at that time. So take the timing as it resonates for you. But it's any time when there's more light and more energy and movement, and animals are starting to move around and so on. So the moon energy, as I said, the the lunar eclipse is here. Now, we also have to do with the same soul, the 5th house. We have got Prince of Summer. This may be somebody coming into your life as a romantic partner, or it could be to do with your children, if your children are grown up and so on. Or it could be an emotional experience, very uplifting, very kind of almost like a dramatic energy coming in. It says here romantic, captivating, dramatic, flirtatious. So this may represent a person in your life, or it could be that you are bringing a child into the world and they're going to be like this, or it could be that a child of yours has got a partner who is like this, so it can come in a number of ways. So falling in love suddenly, being swept off your feet, the need to stay grounded during a very emotional experience. So whether this is personally for you or your children, or some other experience that is coming in, something which has got this very very charismatic energy. It's a very moving energy, and he's riding on a dandelion. He's holding a crystal heart. So I feel it's a very uplifting energy, but it could be very emotional, and you may just need to ground yourself at that time. As I said, it could be a love affair, romance, or somebody who represents this energy. Okay, somebody who's restless and loves to spread their energy around. Okay, then we have the 9th house. So the 9th house is representative of intuition, the house of intuition. It's also the house of adventure and exploration of all kinds. So this could be travel. It's usually long distance or international travel, but travel nonetheless. It can also be anything related to foreign things. So this is foreign concepts, foreign people, foreign situations, foreign travel, foreign cultures, anything like that. It could also be to do with a business, import and export, or customs and so on. It's also exploration. So this could be an adventure of some sort, whether it's an internal adventure or an adventure which is external, like a physical adventure. It's also the house of higher education and learning. So this is normally university level, or it could be adult education. It's also to do with publishing, teaching. So children are aspected here. Teaching may be important for you. It could also be to do with, as I said, publishing. So this is the dissemination of information, public relations, and promotional work of all kinds. Okay, comes in with this. It's also to do with, it could be related to in-laws, something to do with that. But it's the seeking of truth as well. So this is the gaining of wisdom, the seeking of truth. And almost like spiritual quests, or some kind of activity which is related to that, some sort of pilgrimage almost, or it could be religion based, or belief system based, or philosophy based, and understanding that, gurus, following all of that, and it could be an activity related to that. It can also be to do with your sort of aspirations in any one of those areas. But it's the finding of truth. It's also about faith, having faith, and so on. Now, we have got at the bottom here Jupiter return benefits, and then we've got Dana High Priestess. Now, Dana High Priestess is always about the sharing of your wisdom and knowledge, okay? And this is the house of teaching. It's also the house of promotional work, and the dissemination of information, you meeting the world in some way. It could also be promotional work via online, connecting with others, okay? So, or foreign travel, or foreign concepts, or connecting with people who are from a foreign country online. So you may not necessarily be traveling, but you're interacting with others. But Dana is always about sharing your wisdom and knowledge. And this can be through writing. It can be through workshops, seminars, coursework, and sharing your knowledge in any way, whether it's verbally or written or whatever is the correct medium for you. Now, Jupiter return is a very abundant energy. It brings benefits with it. So this is something that is going to bear fruit. So this is something that you've put your energy and time into, and it's going to bear fruit. It could be something that is returning from the past. So this could be related to a business or a form of study that you wanted to do, or you perhaps didn't complete. So something that from the past up to about 12 years ago, so any time in that interim, any time between now and 12 years ago, something could come back. So it could be like an idea or an investment that you made, or a business, or it could even be a person. or some sort of, something that you wanted to do and would have liked to have done, or you perhaps even started, but it got shelved or sidelined or put on the back burner, and it never took off, or it's just been lying dormant, and now all of a sudden it comes back bearing a fruit of some sort. But it could also be the return of a person, as I said, or it could be something that you always wanted to do. Now, this could be related to a spiritual quest, a pilgrimage. It could even be something to do with an activity which involves traveling in order to do that activity. You could be learning. You could be picking up more knowledge and wisdom in order to package it to share with others. So you could be going on like it could be a yoga retreat, or to learn something, or to visit a sanctuary, or an ashram, or it could even be involving journalism. There's various ways that this can come in, but it's the gaining of knowledge and then the sharing of it. And Jupiter is very, very abundant. It's quite a fast-moving energy, so whatever ideas and opportunities come up at this time, take them up and go for it, okay? Chase them up, all of them, whatever ones. There may be more than one that comes to your awareness, so chase them all up, follow them all up, because it's quite a fast-moving energy. It will rise up and then it will go. So, very abundant energy. It could even be a friend or somebody coming in that you're going to now go off to share stuff with or do stuff with, or it could be the return of something that you loved to do or wanted to do, and now you're going to carry on. But it's also, it could just be something bearing fruit for you. It could come via some unexpected way as well. And Jupiter is very expansive, so this is about expansion. This is about opportunity, luck, but it's also about being prepared. Opportunity meets preparedness. So this means this is something that you've worked on, or something you've been you're working towards, and opportunity meets that preparedness. So but it has got that lucky breakthrough. It could also be the return of faith and wisdom. Something is coming back to you. It could even just be having faith renewed in something for you that you are interested in, and now you're going to be able to share it. Now, also we have the 8th house. The 8th house is the the 9th house also, by the way, also involves honesty of some sort, okay? So it could be that you are understanding or intuiting certain things. And with the Jupiter rules Sagittarius, and that is probably the most honest of all the signs, almost too much in some ways. So that could be coming in some way as well. With the 8th house, it is the house of sexuality, intimacy, and this kind of came in with the romantic side here as well. So a love affair, it could be to do with that. It could also be to do with coming together with another in some form, whether this is a romantic partnership or a business partnership. This is normally a committed union though, whereas the 5th house is a love affair. Maybe the love affair progresses very quickly to this, but I feel that this is more to do with the rising up of sexuality, or to do with a business partnership. It's also to do with Pluto rules the 8th house. We have a new moon in Scorpio, so there's a lot happening, and it's also to do with investments, monetary things. This is long-term finance, or big things like investments, insurances, inheritances, tax, legacies, things like that, banking and accounting, all of those things. In some cases, as I say, death may be coming in some way, shape or form, but it often is reflected in the form of like an inheritance or a legacy. So it could be that a legacy, you may be setting up a legacy, or you may be on the receiving end of a legacy or an inheritance, something like that. But it could also be to do with a cycle, an old cycle that's falling away now or changing, and you're going to be going in a new direction financially as well. That could also be coming in. But it does, again, have the same themes as Pluto, which is about something falling away, something ending, something beginning, and birth or rebirth, and regeneration and renewal, and then the sexuality side of it. So somewhere in that is coming up for you. Now, we have also got at the bottom, 8th house. I feel this could be very well financially related. So Taurus is... it also has got a very sensuous side to it, Taurus, so it could be related to sexuality as well, as I said, and the partner. But it's also about money, finance, stability in that regard, your garden of possibilities. What are you going to be growing now? What are you going to be nurturing and working on? What are you going to be actually planting to go forward? So I feel this could be investment related, it's finance related. It could also be to the stability of finance for you in your life, or money related in some way. But Taurus is a very abundant sign. It's also got materialism attached to it. So you may be gaining certain things around material things, or you may just be getting stability in that regard. Just don't go overboard with that, okay? You don't want to get too heavy with things that don't serve you, okay? So it can also be about material comfort or emotional comfort, as in your home comforts. So you could be building up a little bit of that at this time. So feathering your nest, as it were. It could also be planting something which is going to be a very good foundation for you going forward. So actually building a foundation for life can happen with Taurus. It can also be about, connecting with others who are monetary minded, or who have got good ideas, or, coming into contact with that, and decisions around money as well. But it's kind of got that very abundant feel attached to it, So it's earth related as well. It could be related to property or real estate, or buying land, or home related, something to do with that. Eighth house is kind of got that financial aspect to it. And then lastly, we do have Una. Easy does it. There is no need to hurry or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in perfect timing. So with the Taurus energy, it's about patience. Okay, this is about nurturing. There's nothing quick or unconventional with Taurus. Taurus is quite traditional. It's persevering. It's it's about building up, the accumulation of wealth. It's also very patient. Okay, so Una is saying, just whatever you're nurturing here, whatever you're trying to grow, just stick with it. Even if it's a relationship or a partnership of some kind, these things take time to grow. They require your attention and your nurturing and your perseverance, okay? So easy does it. Just go with it, do what you need to do, and move through it step by step. There's no need to hurry, okay? Everything is unfolding as it's supposed to in perfect timing. If it's a venture that you're starting, whether it's a relationship or a venture, business venture, or some kind of endeavor which you're doing here, or building up something, you may start part-time, and then it will slowly go to full-time. So just take it as it resonates for you. Hope you enjoyed that. Please take care. But otherwise, take care, and I will see you next time. Hello, Leo. Welcome back to your love reading.